Hi, this is Adam with New Wave Aquaponics. Today I'm going to show you testing of ammonia levels and what things you can do in order to adjust that. To speed up the process, I've already taken the water samples and I've mixed both components for the ammonia test of solution 1 and 2. Then we've allowed it to stand for 5 minutes. I am utilizing the API Master Freshwater Test Kit, which you can buy basically at any pet store. Now the reason for 2 samples was to test the theory that they have that you would need to add solution 1, shake it vigorously for 15 seconds, and then add sample 2 and shake that for vigorously 15 seconds, and then wait the allotted 5 minutes. Well, as you can see here in the test, and the ammonia scale is right here in the middle, and as you can see in the test, both samples are the same. Let's see if I can line those up for you. And the reading that I currently have right now is 2.0 parts per million. So, with that said, when I originally started the system 3 weeks ago, my ammonia levels were at 0, and I added some fish. I'll show you here shortly. I added 2 catfish, and after adding 2 catfish, I waited a few days. I did not see much ammonia change or spikes in the ammonia, so I proceeded to add some pretty large striped bass. Well, the ammonia started getting out of control, and my only option at that point was very drastic. And being a new system, I felt it was worth the risk, was to remove the 3 basically 18 to 20 inch striped bass, return them back to the pond, and do a partial water change. I changed approximately 25% of the water, and I monitored the ammonia levels carefully. So, what drives your ammonia levels up is decay, or in this case it's fish feces, or if you have a dead fish in the system, or you have low spots in your grow bed that are collecting matter that will cause your ammonia to start spiking up. You can add an air stone, which I do have an air halo in this tank being supplied by a 90-liter air pump, and I basically opened that up full throttle. Now the agitation to the water adversely affects the condition of the fish, and they tended to hibernate more and not eat. So I throttled it back when I stabilized the levels. So when this originally got out of hand, I was sitting at 4.0 parts per million, and after the partial water change, the removal of some of the extra fish, I've now moved it down to 2.0. Ultimately, I'd like to be down between 0.5 and 1.0. So I've throttled the air back to about 50%, and I am seeing how my grow bed will mature over the next couple of weeks. As the plants mature in the grow bed, they will pull that oxygen out of the ammonia out of the system, which will therefore drive it down where I'd like to be. So based on a new system, I've decided to just do the partial water changes, remove some of the fish, slightly increase the airflow to the tank, and we'll see how things progress as they grow. After obtaining the water samples and adding the required drops of solution, you have to wait 5 minutes. Because what I do is in that 5-minute time frame, I completely turn off the air supply pump, and I place this feeding halo that I made out of polyethylene tubing. I actually used a golf tee to hold the 2 halves together. And I'll just place this in the water, and this is the time where I'll feed the fish. I'll just place their food inside of that halo and allow it to float. see, those are fairly large catfish. Probably too large for a new system. And here comes their feeding halo with their food in it. And they're still getting used to this. And over time, knowing that the air has been turned off, the fish will realize that it is feeding time. As you can see them back there moving around, they're probably already thinking about eating dinner. So, there you have it. Testing ammonia. Very simple process. Takes approximately 5 minutes. The only two tests remaining will be the nitrite and the nitrate levels. So I typically do the pH and feed the fish because the pH is a very quick indicator. You do not need to wait the allotted 5 minutes. And then I will place the two tests of the ammonia and of the nitrates and the nitrites together, and at that point that'll give me the 5 minutes for the fish to eat and wait for the results of the test and make any adjustments if need be. My next video will be on nitrates and nitrites.